For a lot of us, boy, I covered a lot of Buffalo Sabres games back in the day nationally, and Chippewa Street was humming, the city was buzzing. It was been a little depressing going to Buffalo and seeing a building half full, not having the passion, because they were always there even if they weren't winning, because they love the game of hockey and they love their Buffalo Sabres. To see them now and to see what these fans have gone through, even the broadcasters, everybody goes through tough times. I'm really happy for everybody there. I think they're great hockey fans, and so this is something else. I'm loving it. I can't wait to get there for Chippewa Street.
You're the voice of the St. Louis Blues for years.
Yep.
Do you see any similarities between that 2019 Blues team and this Buffalo Sabres team that was so awful to start the regular season, has really surged the second half of the season?
Maybe a little bit different because at that time they brought in Pat Maroon, they brought in David Perron back, Ryan O'Reilly, Tyler Bozak. And I think what the Blues didn't do well early was check their ego at the door, because new players came in, existing players were wondering where their ice time was, and until they found it and put it together, then they became the team that everybody thought they were going to be. I just think that the Buffalo Sabres needed to mature. I think they needed to learn how to play hard hockey games, not soft hockey games. And now this is where they're at. And I don't think a lot of us are surprised because they've been knocking at the bit for a long time here. But to find that magic, to find that switch, that's something else.
This is an Eastern Conference that, let's face it, I mean, it's been a bit bonkers this year, right? We have Boston right now, top wild card position. I think, as Hanger mentioned, a lot of people didn't have them making the playoffs, but there they are, top wild card spot. They're just a point above the Senators and the Islanders. They're 2 points up on the Red Wings, so it's tight. Meanwhile, with a win tonight, this is crazy. Buffalo can take sole possession of first place in the East, which would be the latest in the season that they would sit atop the conference since 2007. Safe to say nobody saw this coming. It feels like the Buffalo Sabres seasons the last few years where there are moments you're like, oh, here they come, and then it all crumbles.
Here's Tippett, stopped by Ellis, score! A bad pass, forces the turnover, and then from here, the Flyers make a play.
Buffalo is playing a good game, but they're beating themselves.
I've seen enough, and if they don't clean that up and toughen up and start boxing guys out, they're going to get ran over all season long like they had the last 14.
Tuch, he's got two, with the puck, scores! Hat-trick, Alex Tuch!
We're trying to prove as a team that we're legit. We're not just going to go for the playoffs, we're going to go for the cup. That's the end goal, honestly. We're not in here just to squeak in.
You spend so much time with each other, and you really got to find ways to get the group together and really get to know each other on a deep level. That's different from just being a teammate.
How do you work on brotherhood?
How do you drink beer?
Sometimes the simplest plans are the most effective ones. You look at this Buffalo team. December 15th, they fired their GM, Kevin Adams, but the Sabres had actually started to go on a run before that. The thing is, they just haven't stopped, right? Look at the record, 33, 6-3 over their last 42. That is the best 40-plus game stretch by an NHL team since the Red Wings in 95-96. This isn't a short streak. This is like half a season. Let's go on the ice, presented by Verizon. Tage Thompson, team superstar, but it's a team with depth right now. It's a team that fights for each other, plays for each other, and it doesn't feel like it has a lot of weakness.
Yeah, and I really believe his game goes back to last spring, leading Team USA to a world championship the first time in 90-plus years, whatever it was. And watching him use that as a catapult biz going this regular season. He's been a tremendous leader on the ice. He hasn't been selfish. He's been moving the puck, taking shots, making plays when he has to, and really taking his game to the next level. Olympics, same exact thing. And the consistency that we've been missing for the Buffalo Sabres last couple of years, you could point towards Tage Thompson and his game as to why they really ascended to the top of those standings.
Yeah, no, I mean, you alluded to it. Sometimes, like having a tournament like he did last year during playoff time, he gets to go overseas and keep playing hockey, and that little bit of confidence he clearly gained some momentum off of. And, he was also dealing with a shoulder injury part through last year, right? He didn't have that same zip on his shot, maybe. And also, Penger, you alluded to it off there. Like, I think he made a big commitment to his off-ice habits and looks a lot faster and speedier. And he's obviously been a catalyst for this team. For me, especially when I was in person watching these guys, it's the back end. Of course, they've been getting good goals goaltending, and we'll allude to that. But, you know, the Owen Power has stepped up his game, especially in the last 20. Bo Byram has been the player that Colorado thought he was going to be, and he's been able to flourish offensively here. Samuelson, I mean, who knew that he was going to bring it up offensively as well as how good he's been defensively? So I believe the back end has been a true catalyst. And even between the top five, obviously Dahlin brings what he brings, but 54 goals with the addition of Logan Stanley having a career high with 9. So that's a lot of contributions from the back end, and I believe tops the league right now, or at least in the top 3.
They're third.
Yeah.
Third in defensive scoring.
That's huge right now.
Biz, we've gone back and forth in Owen Power. You saw him play live in person. What have you seen? What changes in his game have you seen when you watched him up close and personal?
Well, when I was there, they'd taken his responsibility away on the power play. I don't know exactly where it sits now, but I think that as a young D-man, when things are a little bit harder for you and you're having all these types of responsibilities, sometimes you can drown a little bit, right? Because you're worried about running a power play, you're worried about playing 5-on-5 minutes, and in some cases penalty killing. So I think it allowed him to focus a lot more on just his 5-on-5 game, and then the evolution that we've seen in the back half of the season, where once again all of them have stepped up their game, right? So they're playing with one another, and it just looks a lot more fluid. And also, I knocked on them in December. I thought that they were a soft back end. They were getting exposed around the crease area. And I think to a man, they've just been a lot better, along with their ability to go in the offensive zone. And it's hard, man, as a weak side forward defensively. If you're Boston, you have to keep your head on a swivel constantly, because you'll have Dahlin below the goal line at some point where all of a sudden the forward's up top and there's just a constant 5-man rotation. So a very difficult team to defend in the offensive zone because of how active this back end is.
Panger, I want to go back to Dahlin really quickly because
About drinking beers?
You listen,
Love
first up, what a great
I brought some beers for us, guys. I brought some beers for us. I thought we'd maybe get that, that camaraderie.
For sure.
You know?
We started like
sweet.
We started like 3 hours ago.
Oh, that's
did they not? Yeah, that's what.
I
What
got
do you
an
have in your
IV.
cup?
Cheers.
But he's become this guy who he gives quotes like that. He's obviously the leader of this team. He's the captain. He's someone that they can go to for a quote in the locker room. But also, you ask other players, and I think they would put him up there as a guy that they hate playing against. And we've seen that on the ice. He's become this guy that he can bother you with his skill and the way he plays, but he's physical, and he seems to get under the skin of a lot of guys on the ice.
There's a lot of Swedes that are little, how would you describe it? Discreetly dirty. You know what I mean? Like they grow up tough there. I remember watching Borje Salming. Everybody tried to run him out of the barn when he first came to the Toronto Maple Leafs. You couldn't run that guy out of the barn. He had toughness about him. And I think Dahlin has what a lot of those guys have right there. They've got an edge to their game. They're proud. I think they're just tired of being losers too. Tired. I mean, how much fun is it to go in the locker room every night and try to explain as the captain and the young captain that you lost again, that you didn't do this right, that you can't do that right, that you're not managing the puck, that you're turning over the puck. It went on and on and on. It's a sickening feeling that you have every night. So finally they turn it around. I go back to the Tampa Bay game. I mean, I go back to that game where, yes, the scrap was very important. Yes, the brawls were important. Yes, the individual battles for one another were important. They almost said, we might lose the war, but we're going to win the battles here along the way. But the bottom line for Buffalo is they had to win the hockey game. And they won the hockey game. Can you imagine how much fun that was in that locker room? I would have loved to be in that locker room after that, because that's what hockey and team sports is all about, is the fun you have having a cold one after when you rally for one another and you win the hockey game. So I think that was a big turning point as well. I know they played well before then, but there's a lot to do with it.
Well, you mentioned earlier, too, about maturity and getting that experience. And you watch when Dahlin first came to the league, like he was a walking proactive commercial. And you see him now, like he's a man now.
Yeah.
He's a man, and it's showing in his game. He's tied for 19th with defensive zone start. So you know Coach Lindy Ruff isn't hiding him. He's almost at the point of game. You guys mentioned he's physical, he's hard to play against, and that really spreads down the rest of your lineup. If your captain is doing those little things, and also the strength that he's showing with the off-ice stuff he's had to deal with, too, at home.
Yeah, with his fiancée.
Who had to have an
exactly.
emergency
heart transplant.
It's been so impressive to see what he's been doing, and that all comes down to maturity, and he's handled everything Biz in stride.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been there the longest, and we talked about the physicality and maybe some of it they lacked. For him to not only lead and do what he does from a 5-on-5 standpoint, power play, how many points he puts up, but for him to lead in that physical department and add that to his plate, when he's a guy doing it, everybody has to follow, right? Everyone's going to fall in line. So I'm really proud of the way that he's turned this whole organization around, and also another guy who's stuck through it.
I'm really proud of the way that when you went to Buffalo, and you stood up there and your parents drove the bus, and he said, "We've been waiting for this a long time," and he fired the pucks at you. I thought his acting skills were really good too.
He's got to hijack the bus and drive over Biz. I'm surprised
we didn't release that part. Actually, we didn't put that. It was Zach Benson, the carny, behind the wheel driving the bus. But another thing too, and it goes back to Kevyn Adams, and it does suck that he's not able to be a part of this because there was a lot of great moves that he did make, and the Josh Doan pickup. And I always go back to that. That's a difficult swap because you're looking at a JJ Peterka, who's an automatic 30-goal guy. Typically, they need goals and that offensive support. And then all of a sudden, where I feel like Kesselring might have been the cornerstone of that trade, and then you get Josh Doan as a quote-unquote throw-in. He's been everything but that. I mean, you look at his defensive numbers, the way that he's been able to strip players and lead the league and part way through the year at least in takeaways, and then provide that offense and then sign a team-friendly deal. You got buy-in from this whole group, and it's just so thrilling for the city of Buffalo.
And he could be like a 25-goal guy on top of it.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Absolutely.